What is going on, everyone? Welcome to a review for Star Wars: The Clone Wars, episode 5.17? Yeah, 17, Sabotage. This is the first part in the four-part Ahsoka finale arc. Kind of disappointing because there's only 20 episodes instead of 22. I wish they made some official announcement on it early on, uh, but apparently they never did. I always assumed that there was going to be 22 episodes every season. I was like, why bother announcing that? Makes total sense why they didn't say there's gonna be 22 episodes a season. No, apparently there's a whole scheduling conflict when they moved the young Jedi arc in. They pushed not only the Clovis arc, but they pushed out an unknown other arc out. I have no idea what the other arc would have been, but kind of disappointing. They pushed some episodes out of the season just for some stupid young Jedi arc that I didn't even like. A lot of other people didn't like it either. Um, anyway, let's jump into this review already. So, um, you start this episode off with the irrelevant battle, which I speculate was going to be explained in the Clovis arc. There was going to be some fighting on Cato Nemodia, which led you to this. Sorry, my Skype. I really should turn that off. Anyways, there's this fighting on Cato Nemodia, which I thought, like I said, would be explained in the Rise of the Clovis arc, which will not air. So that's going to be a backstory episode. Yippee! Um, so you got this starfighter battle, and I think this is like the best starfighter battle I think we've received since season 2. What I mean since season 2 is season 3, season 4, this season, any starfighter or just basically any space battle we see lasts to a total of 30 seconds. Really disappointing. But this one was really well done. Did a great job on it. It was really cool seeing the buzz droids for the first time. And there are some arguments why Anakin didn't use the Force to push the buzz droids off his fighter in Episode 3. Why did he do it here, not in Episode 3? Well, here's prepare for ultimate fanboyism. Um, here's my theory. I think Jedi can't use the Force when they're in space. I can't remember a single point where the Jedi can physically use the Force in space. I could be wrong. I bet there's a comic out there where the Jedi use Force in space. That is my theory. Other than that, I think it's a very frivolous detail. Why even bother? It's a show, people. Come on, just watch it. Um, we see how Ahsoka he's really adept to these situations where her master's in danger and she's willing to save him, excuse me. Uh, she's really gotten used to that at this point, and that for that matter, she'll save anybody in the right situation. She's a very selfless character at this point, and it really demonstrates how far she's come. Now, how long? I don't know why I said that. However, in the middle of it, their battle is interrupted by a call from Yoda at the Jedi Temple, uh, that the temple has blown up. Now, here's the thing I don't get is why Anakin and Ahsoka, why just them have been trusted to investigate this explosion. Yes, I know it's training for Ahsoka, but heck, there's probably like I'm gonna say 100 other Padawans in the galaxy right now. Do you think Ahsoka's the only Padawan that deserves to take care of this job? Not to mention she's far more advanced to Padawan than the rest of them are. So, hey, this gets them involved in this story. I just wish they would have done it in a better way. Uh, whatever. It's a really relevant detail. I think it means more than Anakin using the Force on some buzz droids, though. Anyways, this this explosion, really cool how they and not, really cool how this whole investigation goes down. You got Russo ISC, which was actually Caruso from CSI. um, I haven't watched the show that much, to be honest. I prefer NCIS, but could be the don't really know all the characters that well. Anyway, really cool how they do this investigation, how they have the sequence with the hologram explosion. Really cool. That's a really nice thing. You don't see that in other mystery episodes that they've had in the show so far, which were all pretty bad. Um, Such as the corruption episode, the Senate murders episode, the lightsaber lost episode. All of those weren't really good to me. They weren't really like my top picks. This episode altogether wasn't that impressive, but it was still, I think, a really well done mystery. They definitely had their unique elements. Um, they definitely had a very well set up mystery. Everything made sense how they got from point A to point B to point C to point D. Um, However, I will say it suffers from a lack of suspects. I guess that's just for screen time, more suspects. That's good to me. But the only like major suspect that it could be here that isn't like defined with a title, like it could have been a Jedi. No, I'm talking about it could have been this person or this person. The only person that could fall for that would be Letta Tremond, which is introduced in I think the most confusing way possible. There's this Republic strike outside the Jedi Temple, and they're looking for Jakar, and they find Jakar's wife. Why is she there? Why is she at this Republic campaign meeting? My guess is she's like in charge of the Republic sort of like campaign on the Republic strike. She's head of the strike board, or I don't know. I wish they would have told her I'm lead of. Well, no, she shouldn't have said that. That'd been bad. But you definitely saw Letta's like sort of opposition to the Jedi when she spoke to the Jedi. She was like, she's like, why couldn't you have sensed this intruder? I thought you were Jedi. I thought you would be able to find out things quicker. You definitely see the people's mistrust in the Jedi in this episode, and how way off the Jedi are to anyone else at this point. How everyone else has stepped ahead, and the Jedi are still doing their own thing, and how that definitely separates. You see that throughout this arc, how separate the Jedi are from the people in the Republic. But Letta's just a good representation of that. And we see this clever investigation. I love the part with Jakar's hand. I thought that was a really nice touch. Seeing a whole hand. And with the screen format, I think it's impossible to see his whole hand. However, if you look on a picture on StarWars.com, you can see his whole hand. It's pretty cut clean. Like, someone, like, just cut it clean, which I don't really support. Because he was the bum. He was the bomb. That's another thing when they're talking to Letterman and Ahsoka says they made him a bomb, and then later Anakin said no one said Jakar. No, what was it? What did he say? No one said Jakar died, and people are thinking, well, Ahsoka said they made him the bomb, so wouldn't she automatically assume that they turned him into a bomb and put him in the temple and he blew up? If that means he died. Actually, this is a play on words here, which I think was a very evil way to make it make sense. Ahsoka meant to say they made a bomb for Jakar. They didn't make Jakar into a bomb. They made a bomb for Jakar so that he could put this bomb in the temple, blow it up, walk out. You know, of course, Letta knew that it was a successful plot because of what she did, uh, but it's confusing. I'm not gonna jump into that part. Mysteries don't click with me entirely, though I know enough about them to review an episode with a mystery. On that, we see some nice elements here, and I really like I said, we start to see the first tastes of how the Republic differs from the Jedi. What the people think, the strike, clever campaign slogans, yada yada, stuff like that. Overall, it was a very grade B episode, which doesn't mean it was bad, it just means it was passing. It had everything a good episode needed, it's just, it was quite a change from the past few episodes where you had all this suspense and climax and decapitations and Darth Maul and lightning explosions, animation. It was a good episode, just not as impressive the last few, and it had a few mishaps here and there. Overall, good episode, good episode. So I'd have to give Sabotage a 7.5 out of 10. Uh, like I said, good episode, had what it needed to do, had a few mishaps here and there. Not as exciting as the past few, but it gets a 7.5 out of 10, that's about average. So thank you for watching this review. Check my other videos upcoming and prior to. Stay tuned for a review for The Jedi Who Knew Too Much will be up shortly. I'm really sorry this review came a week late. I'll do my best to prevent that in the future. But The Jedi Who Knew Too Much will be coming up soon as a review, and that review will have footage. So thank you for watching, and I'll be seeing you all later.